You've seen it 1,000 times, right? You're watching a commercial for some new running shoes, and suddenly you get this urge to just get up and go. Not just to buy the shoes, but to become that person in the ad. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on exactly how that feeling is made. We're going inside the advertiser's playbook.
This quote from our source material absolutely nails it. It's not about the fabric, the rubber, or the laces. No, it's about transformation. It's about that feeling of motivation, of a new identity. The shoe is just the ticket to becoming this new, better version of you.
So yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? If the goal isn't just to move a product, but to sell an idea, a feeling, how in the world do they pull that off? Turns out it's not some kind of dark magic. It's a very specific and surprisingly learnable strategy.
And that whole strategy is built around something that advertising courses call the 4 emotional triggers. You can think of this as the secret toolkit, the set of go-to techniques that professionals use to build a message that doesn't just get your attention, it actually moves you. So what is an emotional trigger, really? At its heart, it's a tool. It's a specific psychological shortcut designed to connect with you on a gut level. It's the engine that drives the ad's story, and it's built to make you feel a certain way about the brand and, more importantly, about yourself. And here they are, the big 4. These are the core triggers that get taught in these programs. You've got exaggeration, humor, persuasion, and lifestyle influence. Each one is a totally different road, but they all lead to the same destination, creating a real emotional connection. So let's break them down. Okay, so we'll start with 2 triggers that are kind of like polar opposites. One is all about making the product feel larger than life, almost superhuman. The other one does the exact opposite. It makes the brand feel more human, more down to earth. So on one hand, you've got exaggeration. This is pure hyperbole. You know those ads where the shoes let you jump clean over a building or outrun a train? They're not literally true, obviously, but they make the feeling of power seem incredibly real. And on the flip side, you have humor. It connects by being totally relatable. Think of an ad showing someone hilariously failing on a treadmill. It's the brand winking at you, saying, "Hey, we get it. This stuff is hard, and we're not going to pretend it's not." All right, let's shift gears to the next pair. These 2 triggers move away from fantasy and comedy. They focus much more on things like logic and, most importantly, identity. This is where you really see that classic head versus heart appeal. Persuasion tries to talk to your brain. It uses things that seem logical, like testimonials or social proof. Everyone's buying this, but it's delivered with an emotional punch to create that classic fear of missing out. Lifestyle influence, though, it just bypasses your brain entirely and goes straight for the heart. It sells an identity. It's not about the shoe's art support. It's about becoming part of a tribe. You know, the kind of person who just is a runner.
And this is so important. These triggers aren't just a list of terms you memorize for a test. For the advertising students we're looking at, and for pros in the real world, this is the actual blueprint. These are the fundamental building blocks you use to create a real ad campaign from scratch.
So let's actually follow that journey. How does a simple idea, one based on one of these 4 triggers, end up as a finished ad that you see on your phone or on a giant billboard? Well, it all starts with strategy. You got to do the homework first. Before a single image is chosen, students have to build this foundation. They invent a whole personality for their fictional brand, they dive deep into the psychology of their audience, and then, and this is the most important part, they write a creative brief that commits to one single emotional trigger. That choice dictates everything that comes next, all the way down to the headlines.
Okay, so once that strategy is locked in, it's time to actually make something. The course gives them 2 different ways to bring their trigger to life. They can create a dynamic 30-second video ad, or they can design a powerful series of 3 print ads. It's the same core trigger, just applied to totally different canvases.
And if you want to know what really matters in this world, just look at how these projects are graded. Yeah, the strategy is super important, but look at that biggest slice of the pie, campaign execution. It just goes to show you, having a great idea is one thing, but actually bringing it to life, making an audience truly feel that humor or that aspiration, that's the whole ballgame. So, we've seen the playbook and how it's used in a classroom setting. But the real takeaway here, the reason this matters, is that this isn't some academic exercise. This is the code that's being run on you every single day. What you've just learned is basically the secret decoder ring for modern advertising. You have the framework now to see past the flashy visuals and the catchy slogans. You can deconstruct these ads and see the specific emotional trigger they're trying to pull. You can see the blueprint.
So here's your new toolkit.
Try this. The next time an ad catches your eye, just pause for a second and run it through this checklist. Is it using exaggeration to make a product seem almost magical? Is it using humor to feel like a relatable friend? Are they using persuasion to make you feel like you're going to miss out? Or are they using lifestyle, selling you a picture of a better you?
Because once you know the playbook, you realize it's never just about the product. They're selling confidence, or a sense of belonging, or ambition. So the question I want to leave you with is this. What's the real emotion they're trying to get you to buy? And now that you know how the trick is done, does it still work?